Good morning, dear family. Some mornings begin heavy. You wake up already tired, as if the weight of yesterday never left your shoulders. You do what you must. You get dressed, make coffee, force a smile, but inside you feel spent. Maybe you've been pushing for too long, carrying everyone else's needs, while your own strength quietly faded. You tell yourself, "I'm fine," but deep down you wonder, how can I keep going when I feel empty? That's where God meets you, not at the top of your strength, but right in the middle of your weakness. His presence doesn't always erase the weight, but it changes the way you carry it. As the light of this new day rises, remember this: God's mercy rises with it. Every sunrise is proof that He has not forgotten you. As it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." You may not feel strong today, and that's okay, because the promise is not about your power, but His. He renews, He uplifts, He carries. And this morning, He's ready to meet you right where you are. Before we continue, I'd love to know where you're joining from, your country and your city. It's beautiful to see how this family of faith gathers from every corner of the world. Now, take a deep breath, quiet your thoughts, and join me in this moment of prayer. Some days, strength feels like a distant memory. You wake up already drained, before the world even asks anything of you. It's like your spirit is walking through thick mud, slow, heavy, uncertain. You try to keep faith alive, but even prayer feels quiet. The mind races, the heart aches, and the thought sneaks in, maybe I don't have what it takes anymore. But listen closely. You are never meant to carry everything alone. God never asked you to. He doesn't measure your worth by how strong you seem, but by how open your heart remains when you're weak. When life feels too heavy, that's not the end of your faith. That's the place where real faith begins. Because when all your human power fades, what remains is divine power, steady and sure. As Isaiah reminds us, those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Notice the word renew. It's not just to have strength, it's to receive it again. Fresh, new, given by God Himself. Take a breath. Think of the things that have been weighing on you. Responsibilities, fears, exhaustion, disappointments. Now picture setting them down for a moment, right here in His presence. You don't need to solve everything before you pray. You just need to show up, because His renewal doesn't begin with perfect plans, but with surrender. And maybe today, that's your first act of strength, not running faster, but stopping long enough to let Him refill you. There's a moment when your strength runs out and grace quietly steps in. No noise, no lightning, just a calm exchange in the heart. You bring your weakness, and God offers His power in return. It doesn't look like control. It looks like peace. The Apostle Paul once heard these words from the Lord, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." That's written in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. It means this: your weakness is not your disqualification. It's your meeting place with God. It's where heaven touches the earth inside you. He doesn't demand that you stand taller. He simply asks you to lean closer, because in that leaning, He lifts. In that surrender, He strengthens. Place your hand on your heart. Whisper softly, "Your grace is enough for me." Let that truth settle deep inside. You don't have to prove anything to be loved. You don't have to impress God to be carried by Him. His grace doesn't wait for your perfect day. It arrives in your hardest one. When your thoughts spiral, He whispers calm. When you stumble, He reaches before you fall. And when you finally stop striving, you find that His strength was already beneath you, steady, unshaken, enough. So today, don't fight to look strong. Let Him show His strength through you. That's the gentle exchange, your emptiness for his endless grace. Waiting is one of the hardest things to do. It's not just sitting still. It's living between hope and silence, between what God promised and what hasn't yet appeared. You pray, you trust, you do what's right, and still, nothing seems to move. That's when doubt whispers, maybe God forgot, but he hasn't. He's never late. He's never absent. Sometimes the waiting isn't punishment. It's preparation. It's God shaping your heart for what your hands aren't ready to hold yet. Isaiah tells us, those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Waiting on the Lord is not weakness. It's worship. It's trusting that his timing is wiser than your urgency. So when you feel restless, breathe. Tell your soul, I will wait with faith. Every moment of waiting can become a quiet conversation with God, a space where anxiety turns into prayer and silence becomes trust. Maybe right now, you're in that space, the in-between where faith feels fragile. But remember this, the God who holds eternity is not in a hurry with you. He's building endurance, not exhaustion. He's teaching you to stand still and still stand strong. What if waiting is not delay, but design? What if the strength you're asking for is already growing quietly within you, like roots beneath the soil, hidden but alive? Hold on to that thought. Don't measure your faith by speed. Measure it by surrender. Because those who wait on the Lord never wait in vain. There's a quiet moment when renewal begins. You don't always notice it. It's not loud or dramatic. It's the gentle rise of strength you thought was gone forever. Isaiah wrote, they shall mount up with wings like eagles, not because they forced themselves to fly, but because God lifted them. The eagle doesn't chase the wind. It waits for it, then spreads its wings and lets the current carry it higher. That's how God renews you, not with endless striving, but with surrender, not through exhaustion, but through trust. So take a deep breath. Picture yourself standing beneath his open sky. The worries of yesterday start to loosen their grip. One by one, they fall away, and what remains is the quiet strength of peace. This is renewal, not escaping life, but rising above what once held you down. It's God teaching your heart to move with his rhythm, not your rush. Every time you lean on him, you rise a little higher. Every time you trust instead of panic, you lift beyond fear. And soon you realize you're not carrying the weight anymore. You're gliding in his grace. Whisper to your soul, I'm rising again. Let those words sink in. They're not wishful thinking. They're faith in motion. Because the one who gives wings to eagles is the same one who gives courage to weary hearts. He's lifting you now, not away from life, but above it. Most of life isn't spent soaring. It's spent walking. Through long days, quiet struggles, ordinary moments that test your faith in small ways. And that's why the promise from Isaiah ends this way. They shall walk and not faint. Because the miracle isn't only in the flight, it's in the steps you keep taking when you could have given up. God's strength doesn't always feel like lightning. Sometimes it's steady as heartbeat, quiet as breath. It shows up in your patience with someone difficult, your courage to try again, your choice to forgive. He walks beside you, not just in the holy moments, but in traffic, in routine, in every unseen effort to keep faith alive. That's where strength becomes real. So if you're walking through something hard right now, don't despise the slow pace. God is in that rhythm too. Every step of obedience, every whispered prayer is proof that he's still sustaining you. Take another breath. You are not walking alone. The same God who lifts eagles walks beside the weary. He renews, restores, and carries. Look around your life. There are traces of his faithfulness everywhere. In the help you didn't expect, in the peace that kept you together, in the quiet strength that woke you up today. That's grace in motion. That's the walk of the faithful. Steady, sure, unshaken. So keep walking, not in your own power, but in His. And as you do, you'll find that every step is a testimony of strength renewed. You've made it through this moment of prayer, and maybe something inside you feels lighter, not because the weight disappeared, but because you remembered who carries it with you. Strength doesn't always come as a surge of energy. Sometimes it's quiet confidence, the calm assurance that you're not forgotten, that God is still working behind the scenes. Today, let this truth settle deep in your spirit. You are not running on empty. He is your supply. He renews your strength again and again in ways you may not even see. Every small victory counts. Every gentle act of faith, every time you whisper, "Lord, I trust you," becomes another step forward. You are being strengthened, not just to endure, but to overcome. So as you walk into this new day, walk knowing that heaven walks with you. When your feet grow tired, His grace will carry you further. When your heart grows weary, His Spirit will lift you higher. And when the world grows loud, His peace will remind you who you are, a child of God, steady in His hands. Take one more deep breath. Let your heart rest in that peace. You are safe. You are seen. You are sustained. Now, let's turn this quiet moment into a shared one. Type Amen and write, "God renews my strength," in the comments as a sign of faith. Share your request so we may lift it together. Your words may be the encouragement someone else needs today. May you rise today with quiet strength, walk with renewed courage, and rest tonight in perfect peace. Peace be with you today and always.